Hey there everyone, Luke here, and okay, I'm recovered from last week's chapter review. Yep, I still maintain that the backstory between Asa and Tsubumi is one of the most disturbing, if not the most disturbing in Shonen Jump, but I'm recovered now, and thankfully there's nothing as disturbing in this chapter, although there is one creepy moment, which we'll get into now. Quick word of notice. First thing is that I know I said last week that there was going to be a Control Chaos modcast or podcast this week, or or the weekend just gone, which there wasn't. I think we just felt like there really was. It really was just like a filler one. We might do it, might not. That remains to be seen. But one thing that is definitely going to get done is our watch through of Power Rangers. We're nearing the end of Mighty Morphin, so we're hoping this week to get all of season 3 and Alien Rangers done, and then do that video whenever that is. So look forward to that, or you Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fans, or just Power Rangers fans in general. But yeah, for now, let's just dive right into this chapter. Alright, so this will be chapter 166, titled Tsubumi and Asa. A nice little callback to previous chapter, which was titled Rei and Momo, which happened very recently as well, when we got a backstory on Momo and Rei and what their actual plan was. So nice little callback there, if I must say. Now. We're just going to dive right into it. It starts off right from the end of last chapter. If you remember, everyone was preparing themselves to attack us. It's like, you've declared yourself an enemy, and yeah, this is what they say. You declare yourself an enemy, and you expect us to think that you're going to walk away like that. And and you can just see the sheer intensity just radiating off everyone here. It's like, you are disturbing, man. You are sick. You need to be taken out. But Asa being Asa, like, we've seen just how deadly he can be. Like, literally, first appearance, what does he do to display how powerful he is? He negates Koricho's blooming, and we all know how threatening Koricho's blooming is. It was like, Tayo could not take down Momo by himself. He needed Koricho's blooming in order for that to happen. So, and yeah, pretty much Asa was there, just like, oh, you think that's impressive? Like, let me just remove that from this case. And yeah, that's what he does. So yeah. People have been saying all week, like, oh, there's no way they're going to beat Asa here. There's absolutely no way. And sure enough, they are true. Like, there is absolutely no way in hell the Yozakauras can beat Asa at this point. And he's just so calm and casual about it. Kurosai Yukiko is like, oh, you don't want my gift? Oh, a pity. It seems that in order to keep you out of harm's way, I must raise you to maturity under my direct control starting immediately. And you get quite possibly the best, the most detailed, the Boichi level, but also the most creepiest panel in the entire series. That one right there of Asa, like, that is just gorgeous. That is some Boichi level artwork, but my god, that is creepy. Like, yeah, it's official. I am scared of Asa. Like, just his blank stare, just the fact that he shows no emotion whatsoever, but you just look at him and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn the other way right now. See you later. I think my mom's calling me. I just want to drop down, just start sucking your thumb and just like, please don't kill me, Mr. Asa. But my god, that panel is so beautiful. Like I said, Boichi style level, like, just the amount of detail onto this. And I am praying that Red, because we did have a discussion about this, I am praying he at least, he tries his best to get into Michio's core family to, I might just send him this image. I honestly might just send him this image. Yeah, gonna do that. Like, tomorrow, at some point, I am just gonna send it, like, just say, hey man, check out this panel right here for some brilliant artwork. But yeah, Asa just radiates as much of the energy off as possible here. Like you saw, uh, yeah, you see it radiating off the Yozkaura, but now Asa is just sending it right back, and most of it, like pretty much everyone here is just like, oh my word, yeah, we are completely out of our league right now. We're out of our league right now with Asa, and literally, as he's doing this, like the ground like erupts around him, kind of like it seems like is if Perfect Summer is like when Rukia was using her true Shikai abilities in Bleach in a fight with Asuna, and it got to like minus 50 degrees. It would cause an ice quake. And since we know Asa's ability has all to do with freezing and negating things, this is kind of very similar here. Of like I feel like he's causing an ice quake here, and just demonstrating the sheer velocity of his powers and abilities. Now, yes, like I said, not really a whole lot compared to what happened last week, but we still get quite a lot of details. We've got Asa's perspective on the situation. Now we're going to get into Subumi's perspective on the whole situation here. As we see, as Asa is just radiating off his intense energy, you see the shield come up around the Yozakauras. As it turns out that Subumi is the one actually protecting them at this point of just like, oh my god, my father's here, I have to do something, because they stand absolutely no chance. And yeah, she's like, as you are right now, you must not fight. You cannot defeat this guy. This guy is just insanely strong. He's too OP for you guys. Which like people have been saying, this is probably going to lead into the time skip of when they're actually going to be on Asa's level. And even if we get back after the time skip, if there is a time skip, but there's like 99% sure that there's going to be a time skip at this point, so everyone is preparing for that. But even after we get back for that, yeah, I and a few others pretty much believe that there's still not going to be on Asa's level, because whilst they're training and everything, Asa's probably going to be training and Asa's going to be probably doing just as much training and probably getting a lot of allies and a lot of resources to just be like, okay, they're going to be doing training, they're going to get stronger. I need to be doing the exact same thing if I'm going to combat them when they get to that level. Yeah. But yeah, Subumi's just like, yeah, as you are right now, you cannot defeat my father. He is just that broken. And no, it's just like, Subumi, you shouldn't be out like that. You shouldn't be out like this. Like, you came to us sick, you're still sick and everything, and your vital organs are unstable. I need you to sit down, relax. We're taking it, and it's just like, no, don't bother. But and she ends up apologizing to Asa, and she promises that she'll never act on her own again. Now, whether or not this is Subumi herself talking, or whether it's like Asa kind of controlling her with her mind, that remains to be seen as well. But yeah. Mostly it's possibly that Subumi is just seeing the situation as being, okay, if I give myself over to my father, we can leave, we can get out of here, because like I said, she analysed the situation and so like, there's no way, so I have to be the guinea pig here. My father wants me, so I'll go back to him. As Subumi continues to walk over to her father, and you can see just the condition she is in. She is in a extremely fragile condition, just crawling over everyone. Like, she's literally, I feel like she's also shrunken a bit as well because of just exerting so much energy, and like her body is shaking and crippling beyond almost beyond repair. She's saying like, look, father, let's just get out of here. Forgive these children. They're no threat. They're no threat to you at the moment. So let's just go home and ask the questions like, why did you even run away in the first place? Why did you even come here? Because you knew full well that they would have just rejected you right away. So why exactly did you come to this mansion when your body is clearly not in a state? It's regenerating and it's not in full form here. But Subumi obviously has her answer here, and it's quite amazing, because this is probably like the first time in the series that Subumi has actually had this very prominent role in the present story. I mean, we've seen her before, but she's been mostly in comatose state. Like, this is the first time like she's probably interacted with people around her that's not Tyo, not in his mind, which is quite interesting to see how she truly acts, and especially under pressure like now. She goes on to say like, oh, I need to tell them who the true enemy of the Yozkaura family was, and show them who Momo and Ri actually fought. So whether or not this is actually talking about Asa or someone else, again, because it's slightly confusing to me here. I mean, I feel like it's primarily focusing on Asa, but I get the feeling that there is someone else out there that Asa is in allegiance with, like working alongside each other. Because if Asa is going to be the true final antagonist of the series, I feel like there needs to be just someone else in there, kind of like to give us this further of expectations of being like, oh no, Asa is the final antagonist, but there's also going to be like a co-final antagonist, because that'll be something that hasn't really been showcased a lot in a lot of shonen series, like there being dual final antagonists. I mean, we've had like I've seen dual protagonists before, but never like dual final antagonists. So if that's the case, that would be really interesting. But yeah, it's most likely going to be Asa. And like, even though the time skip after that, I feel like we still have quite a bit to do. Like, one thing we need to get is like get all the Yozkauras to gold ranking, because Tayo, Shion, Keigo, Nanano, yeah, those four. Wait, there's 7 of them. Queen. No, yeah, those four are the only ones that are silver. Ranked. Not them. Aika as well. I feel like all 5 of them, which are affiliated with the Yozkaura family, they should be at least gold ranking after the time skip. If they're not after the time skip, then it's probably going to be the first arc after the time skip, focusing on, okay, we're back at the time skip now. Everyone can get their gold ranks, and then we can sort out the whole Asa situation. But yeah. They go on. She goes on to explain the situation and why she was doing what she was doing. And Asa's like, I see, you did it to highlight my. Oh, okay. So yeah, it is showcasing that it is Asa. But like I said, Asa could be in allegiance with someone else. That still remains to be seen, because. Yeah, I feel like Asa would be in allegiance with someone, because he's been around for so many years. He's been around for well over 300 years. He's well over 300 years old. So yeah, he has to be in allegiance with some other people out there. And like I said, we've still have the whole issue with like the Sun Empire, and I feel like that's going to be addressed at some point, even if some people don't disagree with me about that aspect. But yeah, pretty much Samu's like, oh yeah, I could tell like who it is, who they fought, and what the true enemy is. And Asa goes on to say, what point could there be to these children knowing that? Oh, I don't know, the fact that you're going to harvest them. I feel like that's a pretty important point. Like, yeah, that people would want to know. Whether they do or do not, their futures will not change. Yeah, still, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, there's this guy trying to harvest you, but pretend he doesn't exist. No, you need to know that this guy exists, because this guy needs to be taken out as soon as possible. If not now, few years now, but eventually he is going to be taken out. He goes on to say, once their bodies are ripe, I'll harvest them and use them for the good of the world. Like, what good that could be. Like, is it going to be like a syndrome from Incredibles thing? Like, once everyone has a blooming, no one will have a blooming. Is that what's going on here? Asa, because it will happen as it always has. Yeah, in this situation, Asa, I feel like you've met your match once they get to the level they have right to take you out. And Tsubumi pretty much agrees with that. It's like, no, the vision you've envisioned, Father, the future you've envisioned, Father, will never come true. These children will someday destroy you, and yeah, they will someday destroy, because even though Asa is the best villain we've got in the series right now, because we've really only got like the 3 big villains, Kawashita, Momo, and Asa. Asa wipes the floor with Momo and Kawashita in just the span of 5 chapters pretty much. But yeah, even if I find Asa an awesome villain, he needs to be taken out. Like, this guy cannot stay around. So yeah, Asa was just giving blank stares. Yeah, like, see, this is why I love this guy. It's like, just gives the blank faces that, like, you have no idea what he's thinking or what he's truly feeling, and that's the most terrifying thing of it all. And she goes on to say, for so long I have wanted to die. So many people have had their fates twisted and their lives ruined because of my power. Obviously referring to everyone that's been involved with the Yozkaura family. So like Tayu's family, Tampo, you see, like, all the members of Tampopo that have been affected by, like, Ai's adopted father was basically killed, all because it rearranges back to Sabumi and therefore back to Asa as well. And of course, Tayo lost his family because of Asa and Momo's interference. But it begs the question as well. Like, this is a legitimate question of if Tayo's family ended up as that accident, but it wasn't an accident, did the same thing happen to Kai? Because Kai and Tayo are having a similar backstory, having similar scars on opposite eyes. Yeah, Asa was probably behind that as well. Asa and Momo, to get Kai to be like the president of the Spy Association. Like, there is no way that's not a coincidence. And also, something else I wanted to bring up is in regards to last week, that a theory that I had, or a observation that I had, which I feel like Party Jams responded to. What's the body's? All right. Now, this comment, because I'm on the Discord right now, just getting past that, once their bodies are right, I'll harvest them and use them for the good of the world. It will happen as it always... Oh, yeah. Oh, because he's... Oh, my God. Yeah, that explains, like... That pretty much confirms, like, yes, there are more members of the Yozkaura family, and definitely did this to the extended family. Yes. Oh, but here's the kicker. Can they be revived in the same way the other heads were revived of the Yozkaura family? Because, oh my God, if that's the case, then probably getting zombie extended family arc. So Party Jams, if you're watching this, I'm looking at your Discord comment, and you are watching this. So yeah, we're probably going to get it like how it was with the heads of the family, because we still need to know about what happened to them. Where did they go? And if we get the other extended families, more bloomings, like what would their blooming be? What their fight be? Like, oh my God, just so many just things coming in my head right now. Yeah, they're probably dead. Or probably be mutilated by Asa, but if they all have Sabumi's blood, does that mean that they all have the potential to regenerate the limbs, like how Sabumi is, or is that just exclusive power to Sabumi? Either way, because we had the zombie heads, there is no way that we're not going to see the extended family at some point. But yeah, there was one comment that I had here where it's like, yeah, just realising something. There might be more characters that are over 300 years old, given what was said about how Sabumi's heart could give 100 years of life in the last chapter. So it begs the question, like, do the extended families, did that happen to them? Is that what happens to the heads? Did they get that, the extended life? Is that why they came back as potential zombies? But either way, oh my God, Party Jams, you've just opened up so many different possibilities here. And also as well, it's probably what happened to Kai's family. Oh my God, like, just so many theories coming into my head right now. But yeah, Sabumi's cursing her powers, and it's and she's hating herself and wished for that. Basically, she's just wished to die at this point, and I don't blame her. I feel like she needs to rest in peace after... I mean, she's done some despicable things herself, but at the same time, can you really blame her when she's got single-handedly the worst dad in anime and manga? Like, seriously, people, Shao Tucker, I feel like Asa has just blown Shartuka out of the water now when you literally have the daughter who's like, I want to die after everything you've done to me. So yeah, this movie continues on and explains like, okay, so as long as you're still alive, Father, the Yozkaura family's curse will never end. So whether or not this means like once Asa dies, that's it from Subumi's curse and bloodline, and it will be, and her bloodline will stop being being produced into superpower humans. Maybe this is the last generation of Yozakauras that will actually get the blooming ability if Asa is taken care of. That's an idea that I have. Like, once Asa is taken out, the superhuman abilities will be taken out as well, which would make a lot of sense. Of just like, okay, we're just a regular spy family now without any superpowers, and we can actually become a more independent family, free from any strings being attached to us. That remains to be seen. He goes on to say, no matter how many she goes on to say, no matter how many generations there would be, my descendants to continue to suffer. But finally, someone has come. They're here, Father. People who can grant us that. So yeah, basically saying like, look, once Tsubumi and Asa die, once they're taken care of in the series, I feel like, yeah, the blooming is going to stop at that point. So, yeah, that's something that, well, sad, it's kind of a necessity, because, yeah, usually that's a common trope, like, once the power source for your powers go down, and Tsubumi is the power source for bloomings, which in a sense Asa is, so once they go, then blooming stops. So, yeah, get used to bloomings, because I feel like once the series ends, bloomings are going to stop throughout the family. Asa goes on and says, Tsubumi, you will never end. You are a great tree that will bloom for eternity. Yeah, like I've been saying, Tsubumi is a tree. So Asa probably has been watching my reviews, which that's a scary thought to think, and he's probably like, no, you got it right, Luke. Tsubumi is a tree, and she's gonna bloom for all eternity. But Tsubumi basically just knocks her out like, aren't you stupid? Like, even great trees must someday wither and die. They must, which is the nature. Like, trees are life. Trees are life, and the more you try to extend it, the more pain and suffering it's going to be. Like, everything has its time and everything dies. To quote the Ninth Doctor in Doctor Who. Yeah. So even trees, like, eventually will wither, die, but as well, something more powerful and more poetic will sprout up and be rebirthed about it, because that's the nature of life. Once one thing dies, another thing springs to life. And she goes on to say, this power stole everything from me, my daily life, my peace, even my beloved father. I bore this curse, endured it for 300 years. Father, I've had enough. And you just get this beautiful shot of just Tsubumi, almost withering, crying in Asa's arms, and she's just like, look, I didn't want any of this. I just wanted to have a nice peaceful life with you, Father, and this curse, this blood, whatever you've done, has basically rendered that useless. So now all we can do is just wither away, die, let our family go off, make their own lives in peace. Let's not deal with it. Let's not have them to deal with this curse anymore. As Ty was just like, I've had enough of this, like, discussion. Like, let's just kick some ass. Subumi's like, no, you mustn't move just yet. You all are still too green. The proper time will come. You won't follow the same path as I once did. For now, those two burned a new trail. You could take. It's basically saying like, look, don't make the same mistake that I did. Momo and Reed, they've given you a new set of trails to follow here. As you see, Tsubumi and Asa just preparing to teleport away before she leaves her final message of just like, I'll leave you with a message Momo entrusted to me. The mission to bring you happiness isn't over yet. So basically saying like, look, yeah, your mission isn't over yet. You've still got to deal with Asa. You've still got to deal with me. Potentially, you've got to deal with the Zodiac. So yeah, you've still got a long way to go before your happiness, guys. But it is gonna come. And like I said, who knows? Like, maybe this consequence of Asa will lead to more villain groups trying to come after the Yozakauras. Although A lot of people don't want that. A lot of people don't want the series to be milked, and yeah, I'm kind of one of them at this point. Like, I love the series, but at the same time, I don't want it to be milked. Like I said, 400 chapters, but now I'm saying 300 chapters. I'm giving it like another 140 chapters, like another 3 years of Yozkaura. I feel like that is more than enough of Yozkaura family, and that's fair. That gives plenty of time for the author to do whatever he needs to do. Whether he wants to extend the story past that point, that's up to him. But yeah, basically saying like, look, you guys are not ready, but you're gonna be ready, and your happiness is good, and your happiness is gonna come as you see just Tsubumi and Asa just blip away, and everyone at this point is just like, are they gone? Are they gone? Are they gone? And Fruitibus was like, you're not getting away that easily. And this is where they're like, okay, Fruitibus, calm down. We can't sense the presence anymore. They vanished the same way Dad used to do, but we can still see if we can trace them. And Keigo's basically giving the same reaction that I've had for the past two chapters, like, holy crap, what was that? Freaky. And Mutsumi is just like, Tai, are you okay? And Tai's like, I'm fine. But he's got a lot on his mind of just like what he's been hearing of just that man, Asa, Mutsumi's parents, Tsubumi, Kawashita, even my family. He's been in the shadows behind them all. So basically, all the offense of the series is down to just this one man. But at the same time, we don't know how, but we don't know what we have to do. We have to do something about Asa. Just to protect Mutsumi and the rest of this family. But before he can even get all these thought processes getting in his head, you see just this one petal of Tsubumi just floating away, almost like a homing beacon, as she goes as it lands on a piece of paper under a pillow, which reads, "To everyone from Momo," and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, like I said, not as disturbing as the last chapter, but very, very creepy. And like I said, Asa, best villain so far in the series. Now, whether or not this is leading into the time skip at this point, that's a story for another day. Of just like, okay, we'll wait and see, because I feel like we need some downtime after this. Like, we definitely need some downtime, some happiness. So whether or not we're going to get some chapters of Taio training with Koricho to learn how to be more like Koricho in the mentoring sense, and whether or not we're going to get some training before the time skip, that's another thing that remains to be seen. But yeah, really awesome chapter. Got quite a few emotional moments with Tsubumi and Asa, and Tsubumi's take on the whole situation of how she's just like, I just want this to end at this point, and I want to be able to go and rest in peace. But yeah, what did you guys think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.